Hi, excuse me. Hi, this is Shirley Lee with ECD 131 Language Arts. And our reading on literacy um, today was really interesting to me because I can't really say that I really had access to books and games and educational toys when I was growing up as a young girl. I grew up in a rural community, and I was raised by my grandmother, which my grandmother only had a fifth grade education. But to me, she was the smartest woman that I knew. She could read and she can write. Her penmanship was even better than mine. She could read and she can write, but she only had a fifth grade education. So we didn't really have a lot of books at the house growing up as young children. She didn't have the opportunity or she didn't have the means to buy educational toys for me and one of my other cousins that she raised back then in the 60s. I don't want to give away my age. Back then in the 60s. But I do remember some early experience that I do have with reading and writing. I can say I was probably about before I actually started school. Back then we started pre-K at 4 years old. We were going to, it wasn't pre-K, we had kindergarten. We were going to school at 4 years old. And I can remember I had an older cousin that actually lived next door, and she was actually like in the third grade, and she had already started school, and she was bringing home books. And when she would come to play or we would go play, she would bring her books. And we were the students and she was the teacher. So she was actually teaching us. We were playing, but we were learning. And she was mocking actually her teacher, because she was like, sit down now and listen. We're going to do our ABCs. And that's how we started doing our ABCs. And we would actually write on the ground in the sand. We would write our ABCs out. We would write our numbers out. We would have like corn stalks. We were counting the corn stalks for numbers. So we were actually learning but playing at the same time. So that's my early remembrance of early experience with reading and writing. Now, how do I think literacy has been shaped by our digital age now? Well, I do believe, that with literacy is a lifelong learning. I do believe that like our students, what they do and learn will have a lasting effect on them. Now, literacy with me, as far as reading, we have so many different formats of reading now. We have the ebook, the audio book. We have online articles as well that we can read. So it's just not just the hardcover books anymore. With writing and communications, we have social media, we have email, we have texting. We even have the emojis that give expressions that you when you send an emoji, you don't even have to put a word, just put the expression and you exactly know what they're talking about. So now we don't have to wait like before when we wanted to communicate with someone. If they were in New York, we had to write a letter and it would go by mail. It would take them 3 days to get the mail no, a week or so to get the mail, and then another week or two before we get a response from them. Now we just got the text. We could do just email, text instant, email instant. So it plays a big part of how far we've came, and now I feel that the children now have better advantages than when we did, because I can remember actually when the computers actually started in the school. It was the year I graduated, so I didn't have access of learning it while I was in school. Then I was dependent on my daughter when she was in school. I was learning from her how to use the computer, how to send email, how to read email, and as well. So even with learning opportunities now, we don't have to go into the classrooms. We have online learning like we're doing now. We have Zoom when we want to have a meeting. We don't have to go in a building to have a meeting. I can be in Hardyville, you can be in Beaufort, you can be in Yamasee, Bluffton, wherever, and we all can still get together and have a meeting. So I really do believe that the digital age has really shaped our era for the best, because now I would not do without it. At first I was a little skeptical about online learning. I'm not doing no online class. I'm not going to learn nothing on the online class. That's what I was saying. But then when I finally, my first online class, I was like, oh, I can do this, because now I'm working at my own pace and I can just do my work as I want to. I have a longer time to study the work. So this is my recording on literacy. Thank you.